Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa, and I will be going over the assignments in these PowerPoints for English 104. You have two required readings, okay, and it is short stories, Burning Barn and The Lie. Please make sure that on the first page of each of your assignments, okay, for every course, supply your complete first name, your birth date, the last four digits of your social security number, your email address, the course name, and the assignment name. We ask you to use all of this information so that it helps us to be more efficient with getting your grading back to you quickly and organizing it. Also, please do not use the assignment number, as many times students will use the header for all of the assignments, which is perfectly fine. But if you don't remember to change the number, then it confuses the issue. Please also put page numbers on the bottom of every page. Again, organization. Thank you. So the assignment for this week is going to, or I'm sorry, this assignment is going to be a 500-word essay. You're comparing and contrasting each of the main characters' transitions into adulthood. Okay, you're reading about two young boys and how their lives and what they go through as they are getting maturing. There is a sample student paper discussing these stories, but please try to do your own ideas, come up with your own ways of looking at it, have fun with it, explore, find out what the stories are and the true meanings behind the feelings that those young men had. You can also refer to outside critics to support your discussion. For the paper, you are going to have the theme, which is the introduction paragraph. You are going to be analyzing the second subject, comparing the difference between the two of them, analyzing them. What are the two stories about? Think about the main characters. What did they have to go through? Were their decisions that they made? And then a conclusion. So in the textbook, you can review the writing and comparison contrast. Okay. Think about this. Have you chosen your two subjects? What are the similarities? Okay. Come up with your thesis statement. Remember, the thesis statement is going to include both of the subjects. You're comparing them. What's similar? What's alike? What is difference? Okay. Does your paper have a structure? Okay, do you want to go point by point? Do you want to go by a subject by subject pattern? How do you want to write your paper? Remember that each body paragraph needs to have a topic sentence where you're identifying your subject that you're going to be discussing in that paragraph. You want to use transition words, okay, so that helps the readers to follow, going from subject to subject or point to point, however you're writing. Please also make sure that you follow the documentation and the instructor's format or the guidelines. After reading both stories, okay, you are going to be comparing and contrasting. You want to look at, is it a point by point? Is it a block method? Either one is totally fine. You decide the format you want to use on how you want to write about these two young men. Comparisons, you're looking at the similarities. Okay, what were the concepts? What were the events that happened? What were the places? Who were the people that were involved? Okay, what are the items that look similar in both of the stories? Contrast, same idea, but the differences. Okay, are you looking at superiority, inferiority? You want to make sure that you are highlighting your comparisons and contrastings in this essay. You can brainstorm. Brainstorming is a great way to come up with the list of similarities and your differences. Okay, you just write down the list of ideas that came to mind about the topics, about both of the stories. Organize your information. And then with that information, you can sketch out the introduction that gives a background information about your topic. It's going to attract your reader's attention. Let the reader know what you're comparing and you're contrasting and the reason that you're doing so. Then you're going to analyze and review your notes, decide how you want to write your thesis statement. Thesis statements will include both of the characters, both stories. The thesis statement includes the points that you're going to make and the conclusion. And then in body paragraphs, you're going to be discussing the comparison or similarities. You decide which you want to do first. And then the next body paragraph, you're going to continue to do the opposite. Remember, this is a 500-word essay, so you will have an introduction paragraph, you will have a few body paragraphs, and a conclusion paragraph. The introduction paragraph is always the first one. This one, you need to grab the reader's attention with the first sentence. Make them want to read more. An introduction paragraph is normally 3 to 5 sentences, preferably the 5, because you are going to be introducing the topic to the reader. All of the sentences must be relevant to that topic. And then the last sentence is going to be your thesis statement. In your thesis and introduction, you're going to include facts relevant to your subjects, put in some evidence that you plan on discussing later. And remember that your thesis statement is actually written in the order that you are going to be presenting your information. So for assignment 1, you need to compare and contrast the main characters, Eli and a young student, Colonel Sartes, who goes by Sarti in the book, and they are both young men. So how are they the same? How are they different? In your body paragraphs, choose the subject that you want to start with. You want to start with Eli, you want to start with Sarti. It doesn't matter. You pick. Remember, every paragraph needs a topic sentence. The topic sentence is going to be the first sentence of the paragraph. It's going to tell the reader, give them the idea of what the paragraph is going to be about. Make sure that all the sentences in that paragraph support the topic sentence. All sentences in a paragraph need to belong in that paragraph. So you have your list that you made of comparisons and contrasting factors about Eli and Sarti. How are they alike? How are they different? How do they act? What decisions do they have to make? Those are all your body paragraphs. Then you have your conclusion. You're wrapping it up. You're going to use all the information that you just explained in the essay and come to a closure. No new ideas are put into this paragraph. You are showing how you accomplished the task of comparing and contrasting them. So please make sure you use present tense verbs when you're discussing works of literature. You're using past tense when you're discussing historical events. I highly recommend that you use the Word document as it has spell check. It will show you how to use the proper tense in case you do not do it correctly all in every sentence. It will help you correct your errors of punctuations. Commas are probably the worst ones. And any misspellings. Yes, you can use PDFs also, but you do not get the spell check option with a PDF. Okay, so you want to avoid using unnecessary plot summaries. What you're doing is you are using your ideas, you're supplying the evidence, finding the evidence, the details in the writing to prove your points. Please make sure you use literary terms accurately. Okay, know how to write correctly, underline the word, the titles of novels, or use italics, quotation marks, okay, for place titles of short stories and poems. And here we have how to refer to the authors. All of this is on your textbook, so please review all of this so you are very clear on how to do it properly. When you use quotes, quotations from a story, any writing, you must supply in-text citations. Even when you paraphrase or summarize, you still must use in-text citations. Please make sure that you are aware of the plagiarism policy. When you copy somebody else's information, that is fine, but you must supply an in-text citation giving credit to who originally wrote the information. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. That's what we're here for. I'm excited to read your essays.